Alright, y'all. So for today, I'm gonna be showing y'all my 6'7" demigod lockdown build. This build right here, it can dunk, it can shoot, it gets 99 steal, and it can dribble. I'm gonna be showing y'all badges and attributes, of course, wingspan, all of that. Alright, man, let's get straight to this. First off, what y'all want to do is go with shooting guard position, handiness. That don't matter. That doesn't matter. Number, any number, that don't matter. All right, so you want to go 6'7", 210 pounds. Just to be a little heavy. You might be in the paint every now and then. So you got to play a little paint defense. Depending on if you're playing twos, sometimes maybe in threes. But most of the time, if you're playing threes, you'd be guarding the guard, so you'd be playing on ball. So it really doesn't matter. But me personally, I play a lot of twos, so I went 210. On your wingspan, you want to go max wingspan, just because, you got to get the 99 still. That's the only way to really get it. You could go 7'3", but there's no point. You might as well go to 7'4". It's not a big difference. And then body shape, it doesn't matter. You can go anything. Me personally, I go with compact just to look a little bit lengthier on the court, and better body type in my opinion. Plus you're kind of a lock. Off with finishing, you're gonna want to go with a 86 driving dunk, simply because you got to get contacts, and then 70 driving layup. Close shot, it can stay at 50. It literally doesn't matter. Your post control, we're leaving that at 25. We literally don't care. Next, we're gonna do shooting, max out 3-pointer. You want to go stay with the 70 mid-range. Free throw, put it to a 76. I made this build simply because I kind of wanted to play rec, and so it could be an all-around build, and I wouldn't have to make a completely new build to grind for legend, because on the legend quest you have to play rec. So I went with the 76 free throw just in case I gotta shoot a free throw. And then ball handle, this is where the build gets actually good or decent. You don't have to be a great player to use this build, but you at least have to have some type of skill to use it. You want to go with the 75 ball handle, pass accuracy 74, and then on the speed with ball 60. I promise you, having a high speed with ball really does not matter if you're a lock. Even if you're playing ones court, you can still do good. I promise you, with the SIGs I'm going to show y'all, you can do great with this build at scoring on the ones court. I promise you. We're going to go to physicals next. We're going to do a 86 speed. Speed doesn't really matter, but I went with the high speed just because my acceleration didn't even go that high. It only went to an 80. So I went with the 77 acceleration. Strength, you want to go to 64. I was gonna do this build to get bullied, but I ended up not doing it because, to me personally, it didn't really matter. But if you want to do that, you can tweak the build as much as you want. It's up to you, really. Then you go with the 75 vertical for contact dunks, obviously. Stamina, I want the 95 stam. It doesn't really matter to me. I haven't found any differences while using stam, having a high or low stam, but it really doesn't, it doesn't matter to me. All right, to the defense, this is where the build gets crazy OP right here. You want to go with a 74 defensive rebound. Leave the offensive rebound as a 29. As long as you don't miss, it literally doesn't matter. I still get crazy boards with a 29 offensive rebound too. On the block, you want to go with the 81 block, just for at least to have some kind of paint defense. It's better to have some kind of paint defense instead of zero. Then still, you already know, man, you got to go 99 still, just because the steals are absolutely broken in this game, and it just makes playing on the ones court so much easier. Perimeter defense, you want to be able to slide well back and forth to play great defense, so you want to max that out to a 96. On interior defense, you want to have great interior defense, especially on the ones if you're playing up against a lot of post scorers, because a lot of people are honestly really weird and run post scorers on the ones court. You want to max that out to an 89. So off rip, you'll have 24 defensive badges. 24, which I mean, it's it's a absolute great amount. But me personally, I did the Sam quest and I did +4 to my defense. Now I know that sounds kind of crazy, but when I made this build, I had hit level 40 on the past 2 seasons. I made this build at the beginning of season 3. So on this build, I already had +2. I had +6 when I made this build. So it just made it to where I could add 4 to my defense and then 2 to my shooting from hitting level 40 the past 2 seasons. And then the last thing you want to do, it literally doesn't matter. Max out your mid-range to a 72. You'll get 19. So you'll have 21 after adding the +2 if you do end up adding +2. And then, you could upgrade your free throw. It doesn't matter. Literally anything. It's just a base spread. It doesn't matter. On the takeover, you want to do sharp, obviously, and then secondary you want to do lockdown defender. And on this build, you will have a 3 and D2 guard, shades of Eddie Jones, Paul George, and DeJounte Murray. Alright, now we're gonna start on the badges. If you notice, our badge points are not the exact same from when you make the build. When I made this build, I had already completed the Sam's quest on another build. So when I made this build, I had +4. So I added that +4 to defense. And then I added +2 to shooting because on the previous 2 seasons, keep in mind, I made this build at the beginning of season 3. So I had already hit level 40. And whenever you hit level 39, you get +1 badge points. So when I made this build, I had +6. I added +4 to defense, and then I added +2 to shooting. And then I did my flashback games, and it gave me, I think, either +3 to finishing from the flashback games, and then I got +1 to playmaking. So to start off with the badges, I went with Aerial Wizard simply because whenever I play 3s or 2s, I get a lot of lobs thrown to me for, whenever I was grinding rep to level 40. I also went with Limitless Takeoff Silver because that is definitely one of the best finishing badges in the game. Simply because you can take off from practically wherever, whenever on the court if you're driving into the paint. Slithery, I go with Silver Slithery just because it increases the ability to slide through, to do hop steps and Euros, and I do a lot of hop steps and Euros. Posterizer, you gotta have Posterizer just in case you're in a sticky situation, you run into the paint and you abuse that dunk meter. That stuff is OP on current gen. If you're not using the dunk meter, you're definitely missing out, bro. Shooting badges, it definitely depends on if you're playing 1s or 2s or 3s. Whenever I'm playing 1s, I like to run Amped and Agent 3 because it helps you off the dribble, and obviously it's always going to activate if you're dribbling the ball and you shoot a shot. You're never going to be catching the ball and just shooting it. So do not run catch and shoot or anything like that on the 1s court, obviously. But if you're running 3s or 2s, you want to go with Catch and Shoot Gold, Claymore Silver, and Corner Specialist Bronze. That is the badge spread I use on the 2s and 3s, simply because I'm always playing spot up and I'm never just carrying the ball typically. Alright, so this right here are the badges I use whenever I'm playing with other people like 2s or 3s. I run Bailout Silver, obviously, just in case you're in a sticky situation and you shoot a bad shot. I run Clamp Breaker, Handles for Days Bronze, Mismatch Expert Bronze, Quick First Step Bronze, and Vice Grip Bronze. Sometimes I like to take off Break Starter and I'll run Vice Grip Silver, and I'll run Hyperdrive Bronze. and Unpluckable Silver. This is just a badge spread I like to run usually, simply because it's just the best one you can really use on this build. Killer Combos doesn't really do anything for me, and Special Delivery, that badge sucks. Dimer sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, but it's just not a badge that I personally would like to use. I trust my teammates enough to make a shot without Dimer. On the defensive badges, this is the badge spread I love to use. I use this badge spread no matter what. I run Gold Clamps, Gold Menace, Gold Workhorse, Gold Ankle Braces, Gold Challenger, Hall of Fame Glove, dude. You gotta use Hall of Fame Glove if you have a 99 still. You have to use that. I repeat, you have to use that. Chase Down Silver, there's not a lot of chase downs in this game, but since I've been using Chase Down, it's definitely increased the amount of blocks I've gotten. And even just sitting in the paint, it increases them. I feel like it's so much. It gives me so many more blocks. I've got so many snatch blocks and just normal chase downs while using this badge, rather than not having this badge at all. And that right there is my 6-7 demigod lockdown build. This build, like I said, man, it can do everything. Y'all saw the attributes, y'all saw the badges. Stay tuned, because I will have a mixtape dropping with my SIGs coming soon. Make sure y'all subscribe, drop a like. I'm gonna have my Twitch and TikTok in the description, so make sure y'all join and tap into those and get me right, man. Get me right. All right, man, y'all have a good one.